Donovan Clark, Freddie Palmer, Jared Trotter, Tony Shaw, Stacey Russell and Ricky Ashwell will start for the home side, and that's them as they wander across from the far corner, the scoreboard corner here at Les George Oval. The Hornby Panthers, they're sitting in the top 4 position, or top 2 I think at the moment, and expected to throw out a very strong challenge for the Rams, and they're made up of number 1 Anaru Clarkson, Richard Hanson, Sam Wallace, Donnie Atkin, Matt Marsh in 5, Jermaine McDonald in 6, Manu Clarkson in 7, he's the brother of Anaru, Justin Turner, Aaron Batchelor, the captain in number 9, Craig Gilbert, Aaron Tullett in 11, Aaron Holmes in 12, and Tim Sione in 13, and that's the Hornby Panthers as they emerge from the darkness on the side of the track here at the Les George Oval, and Steve Rhodes is once again back here as our specialist commentator rugby league. Great to have you back in the commentary box, Steve.
Yes, thanks, Tom. Yep, good evening for Gamma footy. A little bit wet underfoot, but nice conditions all the same.
Yes, just a little bit of dew. We've been just a misty rain around the premises, if you like, but nothing that should disrupt the coverage. Did you see last week's match, Steve, the one that was so close?
Yeah, it was a very close game. Yeah, there's some almost a bit unlucky again, falling just short at vital times. 26-28 loss, but a very good game, and give the Rams a bit of confidence today. I mean, they had a win the week prior to that, quite a good win, 40 points to 14, so against Sydenham, I think it was. So they'll be out there with a bit of confidence today, and I was talking to Greg today, and he says it's almost a shame they weren't playing 2 round robins, but however, that's the way it is. The team's just starting to click now, actually.
And that team from last week, Linwood, they were probably on a par with the Panthers, maybe just slightly inferior, so there's no reason not to be confident that Rams can get them close, if not win the game. So just awaiting the start of play. Referee signals that everything is in readiness. The Panthers will kick off this game in the Super 10 competition. The Southland Rams looking to play their second to last home game here at the Les George Oval and finishing the competition on a high note in both weeks. Immediately taking it up as the Rams to the Panthers. Good strong defensive start by the Panthers line, coming up quickly. Caught Southland in the 22, they're trying to get out of it. It's Ashwell. So first use of the ball and first penalty goes the way of Southland. Is it holding down on the tackle, Steve?
Yeah, either holding down and didn't quite catch that, or he could have been actually hanging on to the ball there. But good start for the Rams anyway.
Going to quickly get down inside the Panthers half, and they'll do that by a good 10 metres plus. So great chance and a great barreling run there from Donovan Clark, I think it is. That was just been put to the deck.
Donovan Clark will be one of the key men in the forwards today. New Zealand police representative.
Freddie Palmer, saw a lot of him in the last game. All those little darting runs. Tony Shaw, number 11 jersey from a left, wearing a headgear, I think, tonight perhaps.
Yeah, he'll be working hard all day today.
Here's Colvin. This is Colvin, one of the stars of our first coverage. Taken in the tackle by Manu Clarkson there, number 7, trying to milk a penalty and being ignored. Horriella's number 7 for the Rams, and the kick goes just over the in goal, over the goal line and out. So they'll go back to the 22, 20 I should say. Trouble with these cross-coach games, so excuse me if I get my terminology wrong.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much weight on the kick, but still a very good start from the Rams. They're looking very confident out there tonight.
Crowd as usual, very loud in support of their home side. Gilbert, who was on the deck. Big tackle from Stacey Russell. Turn over the ball in the process, and that's a bonus.
Stacey Russell, he'll tackle hard all day. They call him Captain Courageous.
He's 30 metres out. And Palmer goes again to Colvin.
No dummy!
Gauging all the possession in the way of the Rams at the moment. Goes straight out the line, but they just shuffled across field, and Dion Williams ends up with it and ends up on the deck. Palmer and Colvin, and it's Fowler, Mark Fowler. Colvin at dummy, and just brushes past Sam Wallace temporarily before being put down. Palmer again. Go for the kick on the last tackle, and it's dropped in the in-goal area. A little knock on inside in goal.
Well, you can bet that we're trying that all night now. That man that just missed that, he'll be under pressure all night.
The result is, for those who don't watch flick, is a drop out from underneath the goalposts. And the Southland Rams get the ball back and 6 more tackles. So that's exactly what those kicks are for, aren't they, Steve? To trap the team inside the in-goal area.
Absolutely. I think he may have even kicked early then. And again, Rams showing a lot of confidence tonight, doing things right so far.
Russell again, up to the 20. Looking for the open side. It's Colvin, is it? Quite picked that up. No, that was... I'm not sure, but we're back with Colvin now, there's no doubt.
I think it might have been Jared Trotter was taking it up.
Now some of his hair's grown back. It looks a wee bit like Richard Colvin. Don't know how he'll take that. Great position for the Rams. Seem to have something worked out, but it's a little bit stationary.
Last tackle here, Tom.
Easily closed down. What are they going to do? The kick is on. A little grubber kick is what they opt for, but wasn't well placed. Easily picked up by Matt Marsh.
Yeah, had the right idea. Just got to hold them down here now, keep the pressure on them.
And get right in there face when it comes to the tackle and right by the goal line. Try and keep them pinned there and force an error. That's the key.
That is, and the Panthers, they have been under a lot of pressure here, so hoping something's going to go the Rams' way here, maybe a stalk ball or a hard tackle.
Tackling sound so far, nothing missed. First game we covered, Rams were guilty of a few line breaks early, and here's why, because they get severely punished. And that was a nice little run from Johnny Aitken. A lot of mucking around in the tackle, and I think he's brought a penalty if it wasn't deserved in the first place. Yeah, held them down.
A little bit borderline, might have been testing the ref out there just a little bit. He's obviously going to be pretty hard on that tonight.
Turner Grant, the referee, assisted by Al Lombardi and Steve Chard. Stopping the clock while they retrieve a ball. And taking the tap will be Aaron Batchelor, the captain. The ponytail makes him easy to pick out. That goes Justin Turner. Again, the pressure of the defence, and a penalty as a result. It looked like a knock-on initially, but there was another offence.
Certainly had a good look at the tacklers then, coming in on him. Sliced off the side of the boot by Horry, but it's out.
Over the back of the stand. Palmer attacks and crashed up reasonably successfully. The big men, Trotter and Colvin, used to try and knock a hole in the defence. This time they've got to get handing over to Justin Turner.
The ball's obviously going to be pretty slippery out there again tonight. Tom, ball retention is going to be huge in this match.
especially once they start writhing around on the ground. It's going to pick up some of that dew and hands are going to get wet. There's been a few penalties already for tackle infringements.
He's going to penalise them hard tonight on that play, holding the player down or trying to get the hands in there and interfering with the ball. He's obviously trying to stamp his authority on the game very early.
So Hornby a 10 out from the 20. Gilbert's the first runner, gets just outside the 20 before being pulled down. Bachelor and Tim Sione. 15 out now, looking a little more dangerous now. They've got some ball.
Yeah, they've worked it to the middle. They are going to be dangerous. They've got big options here. Might be going to the right.
Tell it on the ground. Here comes the runners. They're coming from everywhere. It's Aitken. Ran out of room a wee bit, ran out of ideas as well. Good defence by Southland, just cribbing across. Oh, there's gaps there. They're going to hold him up. They need to. Hanson.
Final tackle.
So something's going to have to be manufactured. Watch for the little kick through, and it comes off a Southland leg. And the handover is signalled.
It is a handover.
Because it hit a Southlander, of course, wasn't intentionally played when charging that kick down. Freddie Palmer taken and securely held by Aaron Holmes. Stacey Russell standing up in the tackle of 4. Over the 20 now. Certainly holding their own, the Rams. It's Colvin, lovely layoff.
Great ball.
One runner short they were off the next distributor, and Richard Colvin's just undone that good work for dropping it.
Yeah, just took his eye off it a little bit. Things were going well and he was pretty keen to get that ball up, and I'm sure they were going for the kick.
10 gone, no score. Big charging run from Craig Gilbert, eventually dragged down. Trotter this time, the tackler. Back the other way. Tell it. Can he offload? The answer to that is no. Trying to work out what the signal is. Is this a penalty in favour of Hornby? Referee
having a word to him, eh?
And the captain, no doubt.
He's just trying to get the tackles cleared up, or cleaned up, I should say. It's obviously a little bit of niggle going in there. Look at that, Richard Colvin's involved.
An explanation, and he's been given 10, has he?
He has, he's given him 10.
Now that's a blow to the Rams. They just cannot afford to be playing this with 12. Something must have gone on in the tackle that we missed. And the player down, they might be tempted to run it, they might be tempted to have a shot at goal, and that's what they've elected to do. And I think it's Sam Wallace is the goal kicker.
Bit of a shame that, Tom. The Rams, they've been attacking well and they've been defending well, and yeah, silly little penalty like that can make all the difference at this stage of the game.
I can't even recall there being anything particular going on in that tackle.
Richard's been holding them down, or maybe putting his hand on the ball when he shouldn't have been.
Maybe just killing it.
The ref's been a bit tough on the ball to say.
Yeah. I think at this stage of the game, when it's been flowing quite nicely, certainly from our viewpoint, somebody's gone to the bin, and that always spoils the play somewhat. The kickers are straight, so Southland will come back, and they're a bit fired up because of that decision, I think. And to the 20 they go, and Ashwell is just driven back and a two-man tackle, Gilbert and Aitken. This will be interesting, Steve, because he's just called number 4 for holding in the tackle. We've got a good shot of it there. And if Colvin was sent off for that reason,
well, yeah, he has.
He's sent him off as well. So that's fair enough, because he would have looked a mite hypocritical to have sent Colvin off. Let's just see the offence on our Road Safety Southland replay, and just maybe give them an extra nudge, but they're harsh penalties.
They are. There's not a lot in them.
Certainly evening up the score perhaps, but yeah, I think the signal is clear. Get off the tackle at the moment he's down.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, stamping his authority on the game very early here. Rams just need a safe set of 6 here. I heard Richard Mackey, one of the trainers, saying earlier in the piece, safety, and that's what they were looking for. Greg will be looking for ball retention.
Oh, Trotter busted out of the first tackle. Sione couldn't hold him. Now they've got a bit of an injection because they now know they're not at a disadvantage. It's 12 on 12. There should be some gaps, simply because of the spread of players. Perhaps this next 10 minutes will be a very open affair. Shaw goes down. Lost his headgear. Can't get it out quick enough, and the defence got up very smartly indeed. Good tackle there from Aaron Tullett.
Yeah, the Rams trying to do some moves out the backs. The Panthers coming up really quick and shutting them down.
That's a costly turn. They've only got about 25 metres or so out of that 6, so they won't be happy. Oh, big tackle. Be a bit careful. But, Henson was put down with no questions asked. Marsh gets similar treatment. Holmes. Wide they go. Tullett lost forward in the tackle. Southland's chance to pounce. 6 tackle start now.
It would have been a very dangerous ball if he had have got that away.
Same with that one. Over scrum, and Southland will be the benefactor. So 17 minutes gone, and still there's no score in this mainland Super 10 competition game between the Rams and the Panthers from Christchurch. Play continues with the Rams taking it over the 10. Cribbing across field.
But unfortunately, probably just needed a straight runner then, and might have created a bit of a gap.
Now they've got the straight runner. Gets over the halfway mark and beyond. Southland really setting it up for this kick. Goes centre field, looks to be well covered. Ooh. How do we juggle, did Marsh?
Yeah, they'll be trying him out all day. He's dropped the ball once, they'll just be working him over all day. Wet ball. And that was a good kick too.
Now outside the 20 and hanging on by one boot was Palmer. That tackle just slipping off the tackles a wee bit.
There's a lot of enthusiasm going into these tackles, Tom.
Yes, indeed. No holes appearing at the moment in either defence. The deep kick is come up a bit shy actually. I'm sure they wanted it over Ashwell's head, not to him. shimmies, and he gets a couple of metres at least. Certainly enough time for his team to get in behind him, so he's got some options over the 10.
Nice to see Ricky Ashwell making a couple of breaks today. He's a very lively, very exciting player, an ex-New Zealand Universities rep. So between him and Richard Colvin, Stacey Russell, so they can piece something together there.
Straight up by Palmer, he's found a gap, he's found several. Eventually tied down by the fullback Andrew Clarkson. Now they go wide. Chip kicked early and maybe a wee question for that.
Hello.
Great tackle though. We're going to see that 100% sure on the replay, because that would be the tackle of the day so far.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if he's actually lost the ball there. We'll soon see. Or he's getting a pat on the back. Thank you.
Well, there's nothing much wrong with that tackle either. And he did lose it.
Lost the ball and a good hard tackle. Fantastic work, Corey Ellis. Didn't look like the best kick in the world, but that's what's resulted.
I was surprised he did kick it that time, but well, it did also catch the Hornby defence by surprise and had its right foot effect.
Rams taking it to the middle now.
Ashwell got it to right under the crossbar effectively.
And this is really where they've got to come away with some points.
Rolled over. Trotter. Still both teams await the return of their suspended players, and confusion there and a bit of luck. Yeah, bounced nicely.
Corey looking for the inside runner there, just wasn't there on time.
Big chance for the Rams to draw first blood. They're within the 5. Trotter cut down. Good, very good tackle indeed by Greg Gilbert. Put him right on the spot. Just lacking a little bit of imagination, I think, in terms of...
They've got to put it up high. If they can't get through that line, it's got to be kicked high here.
Must be getting close to the last tackle. Oh, this is just for the defence. It might stretch and he might have got there. Tony Shaw, was it?
Yeah, it looked like Tony.
And it was a great fake, because there was an earlier pretense that the ball was going to be thrown wide. Shaw took it close and dived over. The replay will confirm the try scorer. Here's Palmer and Ellis. And he pretends he's going to pass wide.
Dummy runner.
Well, they've listed that as Tony Shaw, but there might be 2 11s here, Steve. I don't think that is. I wondered why there was a headgear on one and not the other. Well, that's definitely not Tony Shaw. In fact, I wonder if that's a 17. It's very difficult to pick up. As he walks past our commentary box, we might catch a glimpse and confirm that try scorer.
Jared Trotter running the dummy runner. Created a little bit of confusion and just created that little gap and enabled them to get through there. There's Richard Colvin. I want to be back on now, please.
Yeah, he does. Just looking amongst the players. I'm not sure who scored. Perhaps that was, I don't know whether that replay is available. We might have another look. It might have been Donovan Clark, you know. Maybe the number is completely obscured.
A little bit hard to pick the numbers in the black. Is Horry going to show us his kicking skills now?
Just wait to see if he can make it 6. Small child runs on the field and flagged away. So it's just 4-0 to the Rams. Here is the try. It's definitely an 11, isn't it? It's definitely 11 that scored, and
it does look like Tony Shaw from here.
Is it? I'll go by your judgment. Just the headgear was on and then it was off, and maybe it's back on again. So maybe that's what's confused us. He'll get the credit anyway on road safety Southland, and Rams up by 4 after 22 minutes. And that time we acknowledge the sponsors who make this possible, Road Safety Southland, of course, the Forefront, but also Riverside Rentals, Sono Sound Systems, those regular supporters of Club Rugby, United Scaffolding, Donaldson Construction. We thank them all, with John McMurdo and Doug Willis, who helped turn a rather dilapidated caravan into a top-class OB facility.
Freddie Palmer at dummy half there, made that amazing run before that really led to the try, and these conditions, very quick off the mark, very low to the ground, very slippery.
Right, they mustn't concede an early try in the Rams if they want to put pressure on the Panthers, and they're doing that by staunch tackling.
The Panthers will certainly be looking for the quick reply here, Tom.
Turner, the man Tallett, I should say, Aaron Tallett, the first break. They've got numbers wide, and they've just mishandled it. Tim Sione as he came through. Trotter gets up and runs it back, gets a couple of metres, no more. I think they're back to the full complement. I don't see. Yes, I think both teams are back to their full complement. I haven't spotted Colvin yet.
Yeah, Colvin's back on there.
This is Ashwell, Stacey Russell, I should say, and Palmer. Still camped inside their 20. Colvin's first touch since he got back on, offloaded to Trotter. Trotter across to Donovan Clark. Palmer. Kick goes deep from short, and he gets inside the 20. Hanson will run it back. Beats one. Does beat the second. Looks as though they had him covered, but he's running into a wall of Rams.
Yeah, followed the kick up beautifully actually. Didn't give him a lot of options to run. There wasn't a lot of gaps there for him to run through, so let's hope they can do that all day.
Aitken gets crunched by Shaw. Palmer gets him the next time. And it goes Sione. Still going, Tim Sione offloads beautifully to Sam Wallace. Wallace has run down from behind, but the damage has been done. They're inside the 20 and trouble is mounting if the Rams don't get back quickly. McDonald taken by two. One of those, Donovan Clark. Struggle. Aitken got no closer. They'll kick through by the posts, and the race is on. It goes dead, so they'll be back to the 22. 20. Stop saying that before the end of the game.
The Panthers looking dangerous there. I just noticed with some of the Rams just trying to go in for a few of the big hits, and that's okay, but you can get bounced off and create a gap, so I know everyone's full of enthusiasm out there and everyone wants to pull off the big hit, but they've just got to watch themselves.
Got 15 minutes to protect this lead if they want to go into half-time up. They're certainly up by 4. Look at, we might just check the scoreboard out again. Road Safety Southland scoreboard will confirm that Rams are up by 4. Goes deep. That on the full, so back they come. There we are, the speed that thrills is the speed that kills. The safety message from our sponsors about taking care on the roads, particularly at this time of year where things are damp.
Bit of bad luck there. Wasn't a badly weighted kick. Could have been so close here to becoming a very good kick. Would have put them in very good position.
Well, we questioned the referees earlier. Intentions for sending a couple of people off for play the ball incidents, but it has been cleaned up since, so
yes.
you could say that it's probably a good investment.
Yeah, certainly tidied up that area. Good turn, makes for a good quick game.
Oh, there we go. Poor pass, had to dive forward for it. And then the Rams get a bonus.
Good opportunity here for the Rams to keep the Panthers down inside their own half. as we've seen with a lot of spilled balls from the Panthers, get them down there and they could be coughing up a few balls. So it's all about territory now.
Yeah, there's not much separating these sides.
Work, team, work.
Rams not short of enthusiasm. Palmer gets caught straight away. Colvin looked at the referee to say, where did that player come from? He again takes it up. Taking all the hits is Richard Colvin. Sam Wallace, Carl Ututuanga, I should say, for the Rams. Ball has just dropped. A wee bit of frustration.
Go, boys, go Southland. White line, Bruce. White line. Wait for the ball to come out. On the white line.
See another good turnout here tonight, Tom.
Yes, it is. Perfect night for watching league. They get no further. The Panthers in the halfway. Tackling is getting right up, and again they shut it down within 5. Oh, another fumble this time from the Rams. So their little mistakes are just being disruptive to the play.
Yeah, he was giving us a nice big smile up here when he's reaching for that. There's no way he was going to pick that ball up.
Well, he'll be smiling now when he looks at the result of it. He's handing over possession, and the clock says 11 to go. And also says 4-0. So the confusion as to what move was on there with the Rams. Colvin ended up having to just take it in. Russell gets to the half.
It's important in those situations when there is a little bit of confusion that they don't try and push the pass. Silly things can happen. Just got to take it up.
Better possession control with Ashwell coming in. Ellis turns and tries to feed, can't do so.
Fantastic if the Rams can score here again just prior to half time.
Would be perfect, and just shrugging off a tackle there. No, just perhaps trying to force the pass. Being a handover, of course, that was the idea. There haven't been too many breaches of the defensive line of the Rams.
No, it's a good solid effort. A lot of communication going on out there.
Players going in from all directions. Haven't lost any of their zeal. Really getting stuck in the tackling. The improvement from the match we covered some weeks ago is remarkable.
Absolutely huge. The player's trying to milk a bit of a penalty there, but this is a much better defensive effort.
As we say that, slipped one tackle. It's not over yet, but there's trouble with the capital T. Tackles have to be made quickly. Southland in a bit of trouble, but I think it's the last tackle.
Final tackle.
They may not need it. They're going to go wide. They've got, the pressure and the knock on. So I think a handover will ensue, and they don't like it.
Let out of jail there, absolutely. They had the overlap and all turned to mince pie there all of a sudden.
I don't know if they realised, if you see out wide on the right in this guys that go too fast replay, there were two players out there and he didn't get to either of them. And I think they have no reason to complain. So it's a scrum, and it's so Rams got a let off, but it looks like they're going to have to shore up the defences once more. Wanting some conversation about the ball.
They actually missed that there, Tom.
Yeah, holding it up, and we've got another one coming across, so perhaps it's just a wee bit the surface of it's just a bit too Slick, I don't know. Players have found an excuse anyway. They get dumped within 10 of the line. Run by Sione. Oh, again, they've bombed a few opportunities, have Hornby.
They certainly have. He had no one to beat, just the ball.
Can't keep changing the ball, can you? You've only got a few. Russell just keeps going on, going.
He will go all day. He'll tackle all day and he'll run that ball up all day.
He really just insists that they tackle him. He just won't go down.
Important here to get a good safe set of 6. That's not probably the thing to do.
That's right.
And get that early kick and even perhaps get the Panthers back down in their own territory again. They are very dangerous. Sorry, in charge of the kicking duties.
Done a pretty good job. He's got them 22 out. The tackling first time is good.
Panthers slow to get back. No one's that keen of running it up at the moment.
No, they look to be jaded. So in the first half, 7 to go in the first half. They're down by 4. Doing things in 1s and 2s. They're not stringing it together. This is Aiken. Slaps the first 2, gets caught by the next 3.
802,000. They sponsored a child.
Last crack at the Rams line before half time, the Panthers. And again, no one wants to run onto the ball.
No, it's Aaron Batchelor didn't really have anyone helping him out, so he did it himself. Gilbert goes to ground. Batchelor in behind him. Then the Rams got up, closed it down for the moment. Opportunity out wide. Trying to go all the way was McDonald.
You can see the Rams talking to each other. They're very organised. So much of defence is about communication here, and they're doing it very well. A lot of talking going on out there.
What will the Panthers do in this last tackle? Take a high-risk pass, have another one,
And 6 more tackles. Give them another 6. The ball must have been touched by the Rams.
was touched. I didn't know how intentional. I suppose they tried to grab it, so that's good enough. So another big defensive effort required from the Rams after having Panthers in some kind of disarray on attack. And they're coming back now through Gilbert. They're out by, well, yeah, still by 10, so they've not made a lot of forward progress in this next set.
The Panthers' line time just seems to be so flat.
Yeah. They're lacking in much energy to me too. They're all flat-footed and everyone's just having little darts. See, there's a big gap between before the next player even turned up.
Well, they turned down a crack at the goalpost then, and right in front. I don't know if that was the wise thing to do. A game like this, 2 points is a lot of points.
Certainly is, and there's a chance for 4 if they can do it. No, once again, closed it down. Old Atkin couldn't get there, but oh, good charge by Hansen, and it looks like he's going to slip through and score in the end.
Yeah, there was a huge gap there. The guys outside didn't shuffle in time. That's a shame. The Rams, they've been tackling their hearts out. They've been doing so well.
Was it Hansen the scorer? 2 picks it up, and yes, it was. Is he the actual try scorer? No, he offloaded, and it was Manu Clarkson, in fact, that went across.
You see then that replay there, Tom, if you look to the left, there was actually no Rams in the picture at all. They're all on the right-hand side, so...
Held on well, but they've conceded the lead as they will inevitably do so. When this is converted and becomes 6 to their 4. Not a lot of difficulty in that kick, and it has been converted. So the score goes 6 in favour of the Panthers from Hornby and Christchurch to 4 for the Southland Rams.
For a team that's really in second position, Tom, I really haven't seen a lot from the Panthers in this game so far.
Sam Wallace, the goal kicker, but no, I agree, Steve. It's they look flat. They look as though they're just doing as much as they have to, and certainly no more.
Yeah, that back line seems to be easy targets for the Rams' defence, and it is enthusiastic. They are hitting hard, and I guess at the end of the day, that's going to make a bit of a difference too.
So a low-scoring match so far, but plenty of tension. Restart from Ellis goes deep. And they're going to come out straight up, and that's a good barracking run from Gilbert.
Yeah, they want to get the ball out of there.
Getting a little slip of the foot on the dewy surface. Other than that, nothing wrong at all with the Les George Oval, of course. On the ground. Kick is very well placed. They're going to be down well inside the 20. In fact, it could go over the goal. There's trouble here.
And he's calling a knock on. Not good, just on half time. Again, kicking on the fourth tackle there. And the wing really should be dropping back maybe a little bit more each time on the third and fourth tackle. Just getting caught out there a little bit and not giving themselves enough time to recover.
That knock on results in a drop out from underneath the goalpost. You've been taking place inside the in-goal area.
There'll be no hurry either, Tom.
No, there won't. And, just about the last set, 6. Inside the minute that's remaining. First half, so 40 metres out, the Panthers. Justin Turner gets them within 20. Next runner-up is Sione. Gilbert uses a battering ram against Southland's battering ram. Can't afford to concede a try in this last stanza. Time is up on the clock in terms of regular time. Just have to withstand this, the Rams, if they want to go into the break with their heads held high, and that was lucky.
He was very lucky. Quick double round and an inside ball. There was certainly a good old work move there, but just didn't quite pay off.
And that's the end of the first half. Turner Grant says, take a break, gentlemen. Steve, overall, pretty satisfying performance for the Rams, and they'll be a wee bit disappointed they didn't quite manage to hang on to the lead.
Yeah, no, Greg will be quite happy with the way things are at the moment. I still think we've yet to see the Panthers really fire. They've perhaps trying to rush the game a little bit. They'll be down here with a lot of confidence, and they would have anticipated coming down, taking the win today, but the Rams certainly aren't going to just roll over and let them have it.
Okay, the Road Safety Southland scoreboard confirms the Panthers lead by 6-4. There's obviously a lot more to play for in the second 40. Come back and join us for that. But after these commercials and the break.
Southland Enterprise is all about people, so we thought we'd come down here so you could meet some of them.
You like working here? Love it. Love it. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning.
We laugh about things. We do take things seriously, but not all the time.
Lunches. People bring their lunches in, and we just heat them up.
Who are we going to go talk to now?
Barry!
So why does everyone say we've got to come talk to you?
Oh, I don't know. They just give me a hard time, I think.
And welcome back to the Les George Oval for the second half of our second match of our cross-code coverage here on Road Safety Southland Club Rugby. It's a rugby league, obviously. The Rams now playing from left to right, the Southland Rams, and they trail the visitors, in this case the Panthers from Hornby, by just 2 points, 6-4 on the Road Safety Southland scoreboard. And it's been a very tense encounter. Steve Rhodes, our special guest commentator in the box. Looking forward to the second half, Stephen. What do the Rams have to do you think, different?
Just really keep doing what they're doing. Ball retention is quite a big thing here, as I've been saying before, and the Panthers are coming up short in that area. And really the Rams just want to do things right. Greg will be telling them that ball retention, keep that tackling line up like you're doing, and just watch those gaps.
Back they come strongly through Justin Turner, the Hornby Rams up to the 20 and beyond. And there's a little bit of argy-bargy there in the tackle, but nothing to stop the flow of the play. And ball lost there in the tackle. And I think it'll be ruled a knock on. Congratulations all round to Donovan Clark, who says we'll take the extra ball.
Just the start they wanted. Just want to watch that tackle area. I saw Richard again sort of trying to hop on someone's back after the tackle. Just got to get right out of there, make the tackle, get up and get out of it.
Well, he had a wee breather because of tackle infringement. The ball's put straight to deck by Corey Tiana, who's on now in number 14, so the good work undone. Must be devilishly hard on the handling the ball today, Steve, because just too many mistakes really that you wouldn't see
Just
perhaps in a day game.
Especially nice close passing like that too. There's really no excuse for that. I mean, even with a wet ball, just keep it tight to the chest. There's
And
another
there
one.
it goes again, and it's just a myriad of mishaps.
And that's what it's going to be about, Tom. Ball retention is going to win this game for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Well, the advantage in this game is very simple. You get the ball, advantage over. Those sausages are just smelling better for the moment.
Fantastic.
They didn't have any dinner so far tonight, and won't do so for another hour or so. That's distracting us from our job. As Southland get to the 20 through Clark. Farmer again. Oriellas, and here's the big man, Colvin. And there's the shadow of the goalpost. Four shadows, of course, when it's bloodlit, but really going nowhere. Colvin again decides straight is good. Offloads, not even 50-50, is it?
Too many 50-50 balls from Richard in that situation. I hope it pays off great, but that was never on.
It's a 20% ball, not even 50%. No, the enthusiasm is good, but the penalty they've paid is 20 metres already.
Noticed just the Rams looking for an inside runner there that wasn't there, and it was on. The idea was there. There was just no one running the different angle, changing the angle. He would have been through.
Certainly, I'd have to say, without any hesitation, just after I hesitated, the defensive work of the Rams is probably the outstanding improvement from the game we televised maybe a month ago or less.
Oh, huge improvement. Greg's obviously worked very hard at that. The guys, they're all talking to each other out there.
Up to the halfway. And just the temperature dropping, maybe a fraction at this stage. But still pleasant conditions as it just keeps going and going. And Palmer's proved again elusive.
Yeah, Palmer's got to be doing that all day. I mean, the gaps are there, and it comes from the quick play of the ball as well. Palmer spotted it and went for it. Good work.
Big tackle put in by Batcher, but it was too late. The play was well gone.
Rams looking very, very good here.
Trotter 10 out. Ellis goes for the high ball. Goes across field, and as we can see in and doesn't really get picked up. It's done nothing.
No.
Obviously, it's the sixth tackle. That's why, if you're wondering why Corey Tiawa, I should say, couldn't do anything about it. He was going to be a handover anyway.
Corey's not having too much luck with his high kicks. He wants to be putting them along the ground. A clever wee chip kick through. As long as he's got the runners following it, anything could happen, as we've seen.
Hanson gets put to the ground by Ashwell on top.
The Panthers are getting frustrated here. They just can't seem to get out of their own half. They're making mistakes, and the Rams, they've just got to capitalise on those mistakes.
Certainly position and possession has favoured the Rams, I would say, over the evening. And the only thing that separated these sides is that conversion. Kick goes deep, and it will be fielded by Williams. It's been fairly quiet today. Got a bit of an injury. Maybe just taking it a bit quieter than normal.
You just got to keep switched on, keep dropping back early for that kick, because they will take the kick early to get out of their own territory. So himself and maybe even one of the wingers backing him up.
There's another good charging run, and
That's a storming run. It's fantastic, and that will lift the whole team.
Donovan Clark, the man responsible. And the runners were looking left and right. Oh, now we're getting into the this is silly pass syndrome. Yeah, that was just one too many clever pass.
Yeah, blood rush to the head there, and everyone starts doing it. But it's that ball retention thing. I keep saying it, but I'm telling you what, it's going to win this game.
Appreciate the intention to keep the ball flowing, to keep the defences guessing. But you might get away with one, maybe two of the clever backhand flicks, but not too many more.
Yeah, when you've got your head down in the grass and you flick it behind you, I mean, there's no excuse for that, really.
Just inside the half of the Rams, and now Hornby have possession, so this could be a bit of trouble for Southland if they don't contain them early in the count. Stop them getting over halfway. That's a good start, Rams defensively. Running up is Aitken. Gilbert, his work rate's been very high. Colvin's pounced and got it, and then he's lost it, so there'll be a couple of decisions to make. They say carry on, so Rams have it.
Get back to fullback.
Because we're keeping our eye out for the Road Safety Southland Player of the Day. Steve gets the honour of picking that. Had to give it to a Christchurch lad last time. Looks to be a few Southland Rams candidates. This might be one, you don't know. Corey Tiawa pulled down in a good tackle though by Sam Wallace. Ball goes deep, and scampering across is Aitken. Now the Rams get up on his sides and put him down. Tackle's being just a little bit sloppy there, but eventually put down. Gilbert again, one of the hard workhorses for the Panthers. Oh, nice offload there on the inside. That's a beautiful offload, and this is trouble. This is Sione. Can he find support? He does, and he finds it in the form of Aaron Harris, and he'll pick up the first try, and that was a lovely, just that one pass made it, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've scored many a try like that this season. They knew exactly what to do in that little bit of broken play. They have not had the opportunities, and they were always going to grab one when it came along.
Here's the pass, that little inside pass, had the Southland defence beaten, and then Sione, he ran well because he drew two tackles.
Yeah, he did.
And then Harris just did the job of following up and getting the credit in the newspaper come Monday morning.
Just prior to that, I was just actually going to comment on the Rams probably not all coming up together, which they have been doing in the first half quite nicely. And that is definitely where you get your gaps, and that really is a result of that.
Fatigue. Steve just getting a bit tired.
Yeah, maybe just switching off a little bit. I guess the Panthers haven't been doing a lot of attack on them, so it's no excuse though. They've got to keep organised. and important now to get right back into this game as soon as they can. A nice long tack if they can, and just keep the Panthers down in their own half, because things do happen.
10-4, and the kick to come, 8 minutes gone, second half. And Sam Wallace with the duty of trying to extend the lead, and doesn't kick that at all well. And the lead is just 6.
Well, Tom, from the look on your face, every time I've seen someone take a kick, you've been very impressed with the way league players can slot the ball everywhere but over the post.
I think that one right under the crossbar was the most impressive. Even that sort of wobbled over a little bit. It's not a specialty. They don't count for as much in legs, so I suppose not quite as much attention to some of the finer art of goal kicking. Because they've been fairly handy kicks, some of those, but never mind. .10-4 on the road safety Southland scoreboard. The speed that thrills is the speed that kills.
Important here for Stacey Russell to rally up his troops and get the enthusiasm back there again. I mean, they're definitely not out of this game just by that try. It can still be a close game, and it can still go either way. They've just got to keep that same enthusiasm going.
Quick reply is what's required. Kick goes just inside the 20. Russell up there as first line of defence with Ashwell. Breaking through, starting to miss a few. Aitken with a semi-breach. And Gilbert again, straight up the guts. Uses that bulk to good effect. Bit of a spark behind the Hornby side now.
Yeah, renewed enthusiasm after the try.
Batchelor goes for a dart and drops it. Back comes Shaw. Goes between Palmer's legs, but he manages to offload to Clark. Couple of good sets with 6 required. They can regain possession when the kick comes. Palmer. Colvin. Palmer again. Ashwell. Ashwell gets 2 metres. Palmer again. Looking for the signal from the referee that just before tackle number 4, this will be 5. This is 5. So something needs to be done. And the little kick down the middle with nobody following it. Oh, there was. I misjudged, so I apologise. That was, in fact, a very good chase.
It was a good chase. Unfortunately, they weren't all following up in a line, or they would have had them pinned. They have got them down there anyway. They've got to keep that line solid, keep it coming up and back together again.
But, it certainly has a wavy look to it, whereas it looked straight earlier in the evening.
And that's great yardage by the Panthers. They've just got themselves right out of jail with a couple of runs.
Yeah. They seem to have renewed vigour. Jermaine McDonald begins to go to, here's the offload. This time the Rams anticipated it. A little bit of pushing and shoving, but nothing becomes of it.
That was a great offload. Nice safe offload. You could see, knew exactly where his runner was. Now the Rams back on attack.
Yes, indeed. Williams had a chance to get it out to perhaps Clark on the outside. And suddenly the rain starts to come down. It's only shower material, but it's messy all the same. And that's going to make things just that much more difficult.
Yeah, let's just hope the Panthers aren't used to playing with a wet ball here.
It might not come to much. In fact, it's always difficult to tell at night, of course, to see what is coming on the horizon. Impossible, in fact. Kick over the top. Here's a deep one. Everyone's chasing. Russell in particular, but good cover there from Sione.
Yeah, a real variation in tactics there. Good idea. They're behind on points. They got nothing to lose here. Try that. Unfortunately, that line just not coming up quite quick enough again, but good to see them doing that sort of innovative stuff anyway.
Hanson. 30 out now, the Hornby Panthers. They wouldn't want to be the next to score if the Rams want to win this. Just about got through to McDonald. Oh, Batchelor has, and he's going to go all the way if someone doesn't stop him very quickly, and it's done by Ellis. But the numbers favour, the Rams, I thought, did quite well there. In fact, they did very well by holding it up because Hornby had numbers, and they went close.
Yeah, that was good work.
And the rain seems to have just eased, maybe just a very brief passing shower, so no damage done, certainly not to the surface. Still a little bit of a shower around, so...
Richard Colvin in the front row this week.
Here's the runner, Sione. Big test for the Rams now. And Clark was up to the task. The help of Ashwell.
And those are the guys that got to lead them out of this situation.
And there it is, the big tackle that turned the ball over. Trotter offloads. Big chance out wide. Russell did well to hang on to it, and it's still proving extremely difficult to pull down.
That's great work by Russell. Not pushing a silly pass.
No, the temptation was there to get it to the wing, but he quickly was covered. Oh, they dragged him out. I don't think you're allowed to do that, are you?
Now, he called held there just before he actually went into touch.
And I thought the tackle had been made myself, but the referee, sole judge, decides not the case. Might see that on replay.
It was unlucky because I heard him call held just prior to him actually going out, so normally you would think that would be a penalty to the Rams.
Here's the tackle. Tackle is made.
He's coming across. Now he calls held about there, and then the momentum slides over.
Very close. Anyway, back with the live action, and we can see the Panthers on attack through just Jermaine McDonald. He pushes and shoves, and then he goes back to Aaron Holmes. He loses it in the tackle, and Trotter picks it up, and he crunches upfield and gets taken by Turner and one other.
Good. Great defensive work by the Rams there. Managed to pop the ball up.
Hornby, though, they're now hitting those tackles in 2s and 3s. They'll try again. Always go back to Colvin if you need some help. And yes, he managed to milk that tackle beautifully.
Yeah.
Not sure the tackler did anything too much wrong. But,
I'm sure Greg made the guys aware of this ref doesn't like players being held down.
Might have a look at that on the replay because it's show how much trouble there was.
And a great chance here for the Rams to get straight back into this game.
Here's the play of the ball.
Well, he's never going to get up with him holding his leg, is he?
He'll take the points there.
Oh, look at that.
Excellent. He's happy with it.
Smile from ear to ear.
It's difficult to tell in the end who was a tackler and who was a tacklee.
Would have been easier to get away from an octopus.
19 gone. Southland trail by 6. The pass goes wild, it bounces and goes into the hands of awaiting Aaron Tullett.
Yeah, breakdown in communication, just trying to spin it out wide, and the runner came running through, but he just overran it just a tad there. A little bit unlucky because he would have been through.
Gilbert now. Batchelor. Very upright running style there, going into the tackle.
He's a very tall lad.
Yeah, it's Aaron Holmes. There's just good communication in the offloads. Oh, and bad in the communication in the defence because Aaron Anaru Clarkson has just posted another try.
A bit of bad luck there for the Rams. He was showing the ball around as if he's going to pass, but was held onto it and created a bit of confusion, and through he went.
Here's Clarkson. One tackle couldn't get to him. Cover came across Williams. He's not quite right today, I don't think.
Showing the ball there, and
Palmer did his best, but too late. So, in the road safety Southland replay, just confirming that Anaru Clarkson, the try scorer. Sam Wallace will attempt to add another 2. It's 14 points to 4 at the moment. Dead on the 20-minute mark that time of the half. We thank those sponsors each half. The Road Safety Southland Transport, of course, the premier sponsor for the coverage, but also United Scaffolding, Donaldson Construction, Sono Sound Systems, Riverside Rentals, and John McMurdo and Doug Wallace, who helped us construct the OB van for the 2001 season. We thank them all for their support throughout the year. And that kick is a much better one. And it posts another 2 points. It's 16 to 4. And Southland Rams are there to contest this game. At the end, they need to score next.
yeah, there is still time there, but like I say, Stacey Russell, Ricky Ashwell, these guys, they've got to lead them out of this. Important for them to finish these last 2 games on a good note so they can compete in the Super 10 again next year. It's been a good effort this year. They only had 3 weeks' notice going into the Super 10, so it's still been a very, very good effort. Next year, with a bit more organisation, it'll certainly be a force to be reckoned with.
That rain you can hear on the microphone is just an indication the showers are back here at the Les George. And certainly not as wet as it was in Auckland last night. Eden Park have not seen in that condition for many, many years. Drainage is great these days, but couldn't cope with that deluge. And a few dummy runners, and the zest for play is still with Hornby. Towers are up, no doubt about that.
Bit of a fine line between these dummy runners and a little bit of shepherding too, I might just add. Quietly there.
Up to halfway and beyond, only just. Final pass, not a good one. A couple of wee knock-ons. And the first one will probably favour Southland.
The Ram just went for the intercept there.
No, it was that. Yes,
It may have knocked it forward.
Okay, to pick up. Just reminding you about our regular sports coverage on Mercury Television. Sports 4, 9 o'clock every weekday night. The only television station in New Zealand that has a nightly magazine sports magazine program, and it will feature some of the highlights of this match. If this shepherding, in this case, he picked one up for you, Steve.
Good little night rest. And just told today, France coming over, the French rugby league side coming over, will actually be in Christchurch on the 2nd of June, and they're actually going to play a South Island selection. It will probably feature some, maybe a couple of these Panthers players for sure. And actually, Greg Dawson, coach of the Rams, he'll actually be one of the selectors for that team. So,
yeah, a few Rams to get into.
I'm sure he's got a couple of guys tagged for that.
That'll be a good match to watch out for, and you might want to go to Christchurch to see it.
Certainly the likes of Stacey Russell, Ricky Ashwell have got to be contenders for that team.
Certainly on their work rate, no question. Penalty here for Southland. No point at looking at the post at this point. There's an injury. It's going to rob them of a player. 15 minutes remaining, maybe one more than that.
Rams hoping to get a good kick in here. And that's it. And a good attacking opportunity from here, Tom.
Yep, 18 metres out. And a try here, converted one in particular, could see things really open up. There's 2 balls on the field at the moment. And I think there's been a little error there too. As the rain continues to fall.
It's gone to the Rams.
Yep.
Actually thought they were just pulling it up for the 2 balls on the field.
I think so, and start again. The ball did actually go over the dead ball line, so they could have left it, but maybe not. Now a chance for the Rams to get back in this match. Oh, almost got through. In the end, it was knocked out of his hand.
Yeah, it just popped out of his hand in the tackle. Bit unfortunate.
Like a new player on there for Stu Sarah.
The Rams saying welcome to the game.
Their tackling has still been pretty good. Conceded 3 tries now. But for the most part, oh, that intercept was just about there. I'm not sure whether Richard Colvin would have run all the way. He knew it was there for the taking.
I would have given him 20 metres anyway, Tom.
Got off to a start.
It's just great to see one of those intercepts right now. They would put them right back into the game.
Would, especially under the black dot, as they say. The crossbar, nice easy conversion, and a 6-pointer. Could go the other way though, as the breach almost comes from Sam Wallace. He's dumped 10-metre side of Rams territory. The juggle from Stuart Sarah is a bit maintained, or contained I should say. Here's another sub, Matt Sione, brother of Tim.
Bringing on a few of the bigger boys late in the game to try and do some damaging runs, no doubt.
A few bends going in there from Aaron Tullett. Able to get to the 10 metre, to the 20 I should say. Then they come straight up the middle. Looking dangerous, and the back flip pass. Oh, they're going to get away with it. Oh no, they may not have scored that try. I think it's been ruled a knock on.
Well, I saw 2 of them.
Yep, and it's a handover. Let's just see the action, see what happened. Took it into the tackle, did Holmes.
Definitely went forward there.
Yeah, but it's good enough for us, certainly on our replay. And he didn't get it down either, so that's okay. Just that injury and that over in the light there, you can see the rain just continuing to fall.
Ref's going to bring it in, tell him to play it away from the injured player.
Carry on with the game. Just a brief reminder about a couple of personality profiles coming up on Sports File Tuesday. This week we've got Leslie Nichol, half hour in the studio answering many of your questions you've sent in. The following week, I think on the Monday, more news about that later, we'll have Mark Sorensen, the recently retired Black Sox captain, with his story for half an hour, one-on-one. Back to the rugby league action, and Southland through Dion Williams have a chance to respond. Oh, there's going to be a call there, surely.
Well, it's got to be. I don't know if he's playing an advantage here, but no.
No. We're going to have a look at that one for sure, because I don't think a lot of contact was made, but it did look, here it goes, Williams cuts back.
Certainly wasn't intentional.
But that's high, and that's penalisable.
Yeah, it's careless anyway.
Tim Sione can expect, I think, some penalty. I think the linesman's come across and just pointed out that, yes, I think you should penalise the Panthers. Here it is again. It was high and careless, there's no question about it. And I think in anticipation of the tackle, Williams protected himself quite well, able to use the shoulder to deflect it to a certain extent.
Like you said earlier, Tom, Williams has been a little bit quiet, and it's good to see him running. He's quite an elusive sort of a player, but it'd be nice to see him sort of chiming into that line a little bit more.
I did hear from Greg that just isn't 100%. Sort of can't recall what the injury was. It was something to do with a... No, I couldn't be precise, but it did affect his running.
Certainly an exciting player.
Absolutely, one of the standouts last time we saw him, but maybe just erring on the side of caution, which is wants to play next week. Not a bad idea, mate. That goes from Horielas into the car park where there are many cars enjoying the rugby league from the shelter, and that rain, as you can see there, has just got that much more heavy.
The Rams are running quite deep onto that ball.
On the 22, back the other way. Really, that's very loud, that rain on the microphone. The kick is wide. Is there anyone following it? Yes, this is try time. Might have just slipped out of camera. Did he get it down inside the in-goal area?
That had to be so
close.
Yes,
he did. And try scorer might have been Dion Williams. I think it was.
Well, that was good work.
That is Dion Williams, is it not?
Certainly the best kick of the night.
Yes, indeed, it is. And we just spoke about Williams' contribution, and what a way to make one.
Yeah, well, that was something that was definitely planned. Williams he knew exactly where he was running when that ball was kicked.
And the camera folk won't be enjoying this particularly much, as it starts to really team down here. There would only 10 minutes to go in this game. The Rams can convert this. It would be an interesting scenario. 16-8 at the moment, could be 16-10. But a difficult kick for Horielas. Taking his time over it. Never looked likely. So,
bit of a shame, Tom. Would have put them right back into the game. It was a very big angle, but a fantastic try, and that's got to pluck the guys up.
There's the scoreboard confirming 16-8 is the gap of 8. And nights like these, yes, keeping the speed down on the road, a very sensible ploy indeed.
Well, the Panthers are keeping the speed down on the kickoff too, Tom.
Yep.
No hurry.
They've only got about 8 or 9 minutes left. And they're going to play it as deep in Rams territory as they possibly can.
And that's one very, very slippery ball.
Well controlled by the Rams. Still got the possession through Russell.
Be interesting to see. Are we going to see another early kick here?
Palmer. Now there's the link man to Colvin. Held up by Sarah. And the slip over there just means there's just nowhere to go. Kick is sort of effective. Certainly gets play outside of the half. Depends on the chase.
Good stuff by the Rams following up on that. Got them running sideways.
Yeah, 7 minutes left in this match, and this penalty will take play.
Real wobbler of a looking kick there. I don't know where that was going to go.
Terrible kick, only went about 5 metres upfield, but still all Hornby are interested in is retaining possession. They'll get 6 more.
A bit disappointed to see Richard Colvin tied up in that again. I mean, he's been told I don't know how many times.
It might eliminate him from your selection of man of the match, which you get to make in the next 5 minutes or so. You might want to just start to think about some of the candidates.
A little bit hard. I mean, some of these guys have been tackling their hearts out.
They have.
And the Rams. There's not been too many falling off tackles. It's been a great effort from the whole team. And I just wonder here, with no fullback back or wingers or anything, if they're going to try this little kick again. It wasn't a bad ploy, as long as everyone follows it up and everyone knows what's going to happen, especially at this stage of the game.
The running, good strong run though. Still inside their own half, the Rams. Looking after that ball, but the tackles are coming in. Masira was effective on that occasion. Palmer has a slip through and he's taken around the shoulders. I don't think that will be ruled too high. Kick goes into the 20 and it's taken safely by Clarkson, and he just wants the Rams to use up some energy to chase him down. Still a Rams player down, so the Rams in possession. Just outside the 20. Somewhat less pleasant conditions finishing the game than it was starting.
Be great to see another clever little kick here.
Wide, sure, and he brings Williams in again. Just scored a try, and so he's maybe feeling like he can make an extra contribution, and it's going to be a penalty against Hornby. Williams shakes off the water.
He's going for the quick tap here. Maybe take 3 to the centre posts here, put them in and give them a lot of options.
Clark, I should say. This is Ashwell.
He's popped out.
Couldn't hang on to it and the pressure of the tackle.
Such a shame, Tom. An excellent field position.
Is there a chance to get even? And big bustling run from Masira. Little knock on though. Southland ball.
Well, we'll get another crack at it. Little Freddie Palmer from here. He's going to be as slippery as a bar of soap. I'd just love to see him slip through and go under those posts. Seen him try and go through a few times.
Now's the time to try the ploy.
The Rams, they do have to score twice here.
Oh, there it is again, the pop ball as a consequence of the wet.
Crazy play from the Panthers. You'd think if anything they'd be trying to slow it down and play it safe.
Or even kick it deep and chase it. No. Another tap on here for Palmer.
Yep. Panthers inside the 10. Well, long shot.
Going to go for touch. And they get to the 20. They'll be just out from the 20 when they take the tap.
Rams, they've got to score twice here, so they've got to do something different here, something creative.
Yep. And quickly.
I still feel it's got to be the kick again. That is just so slippery out there. Anything can happen. They've got nothing to lose.
You're inside the 20.
They've got to do it now.
Here it comes from Ellis. No. Coleman on the cutback.
Yeah, right idea, but...
and an injury at tackle time. We'll just delay proceedings somewhat. Here's that replay, and Colvin goes into the tackle and he gets hit quite high, and he also catches his shin, so there'll be a bit of discomfort all round.
Panthers will be sucking this in.
John's ambulance out there doing their duty to try and see what's wrong with Mr. Colvin. And there's no sign of this rain abating.
Certainly came down hard on his legs there. It's been a great effort by the Rams today. I still say the Panthers just haven't impressed me too much today. I don't know if it's not used to the wet ball or what it is, but it's looked so flat at times.
Yep.
Certainly they've grasped the opportunities when they've came, but
I wouldn't blame you if you gave the man of the match to a Rams player, because I don't think any of the Hornby ones have really shone out individually. There's been a couple of reasonably good performances.
Certainly no individuals have stood out. In fact, I well named them my pick of man of the match. And it's very close. Like I say, all the guys have played so well. And I think I'd have to give it to Stacey Russell, really, just because of his leadership and the way he's organised that line for the tackling. He's done so much tackling himself.
The number 12, Stacey Russell, is today's Road Safety Southland Player of the Day, and he gets a wonderful T-shirt as a consequence of that announcement.
Freddie Palmer, some great little runs, and another great tackler out there today, and a guy that's certainly been keen to take it up has been Freddie Palmer.
And Russell's the one that just got dumped, but they're out anyway.
He led in the game, had to have a shot at that.
3 minutes to go. And Stacey Russell will be very happy with his new T-shirt, because there'll be something dry to wear. Because he'll be fairly wet when he comes off the field tonight. And no doubt we'll get a wee look at Russell before the play is finished. Tackle missed there. Big hole in the defence, but it's quickly closed down. Last chance for Hornby, probably. They've got two and a bit minutes. Back the other way. There's Aaron Holmes, got some decent mileage.
Final tackle.
It's a drop kick. And it's over.
Well, cheeky way to end the game, but
and it is.
He'll take it.
So they'll take that point, and it'll make them 17 points to 8, the final score. And what was ended in rather damp conditions, but a match in which the Southland Rams can take a fair amount of pride, because the improvement, certainly from what we've seen here atop of the Les George Oval, has been remarkable. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that the defensive work was 10 times better than 3 weeks ago. What did you think, Steve Rose?
Oh, it really was a huge improvement. Like I said earlier, it's a shame that the teams don't get to meet twice. The Rams, just each time we see them play, are looking more organised. Good to see this week, especially on some of the last tackles. A very, very clever try there in the second half. And the whole team, to me, looked a lot more organised, communicated a lot better. The match fitness is obviously getting better as these games go on, but unfortunately, only one game left now. But, oh no, they can hold their heads high and look forward to it perhaps next year. They'll have a lot more notice and a lot more time. Greg will be able to get them away training and come up with a very good team.
Okay, Steve, thanks once again for your help. It's been a pleasure, and I hope we can sign you up again next year.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, and if you want to see the Southland Rams one more time this season, come out to Les George next Saturday night at 7:30, same time, same place.